All right, everybody, it's Dr. Anselino Davis here with Scott Johnson, Mr. Bird and Reptile Extraordinaire, Delreco, Bonaby, our local school teacher, and he representing QC, although I'm from SOC. It ain't no love lost. This is a great scientist. So we out here looking at some birds and plants and stuff like that. And we're social distancing, because when you're out in the air, it's great. You can just step away from your friends, but you can still be in nature. Yep. All right, so we're going to check out what we got here out of Adelaide. And I hope y'all are getting some time away from the house and getting to enjoy nature in some form or fashion. All right, y'all have a great day. Hope you all enjoy the science and perspective that we bring to y'all today. Peace. All right, everyone. We have a nice golden orb weaver here. And you see how chunky she is? That's because she's pregnant. She's with child. It's also eating a dragonfly here. And you can see the web has this like yellowish tinge on it. That's part of the reason why they call them golden orb weavers. So this is a pretty nice one. And spider selfie. Okay. So yeah, this one is pregnant. It's dragonfly season, so that's going to give them a lot of nice nutrients, and that allows her to put that investment of nutrients into making babies. And so we can have more of them to take care of our environment. All right? All right. This is Guaanaberry. And we out here.
There's green fruits. There's a reason why they taste bad.
So Scott is...
They're filled with poison. They're filled with toxins.
Scott is explaining to us how edible doesn't mean delicious in the bush. And so we're going to go and sample these guanaberries now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're delicious, right?
It tastes like...
Tastes like nasty.
Tastes like lipstick. I don't know, like, you ever like bite a stick of lipstick when you was a kid? Is what it tastes like. It's a pretty little plant. Actually, after you get past the horribleness of the first bite, it ain't that bad. I guess that is a deciding factor. I think it might make a good jam though. Okay. So guanaberry is one of our native fruit. It's very small. Eat them when they like brown, like past red. It is a little bit sour if you like that type of stuff. And when you read something that says it's an edible fruit, that does not mean delicious. Okay? I hope you all enjoyed that little bit of science and perspective and fruit in the bush. Hey everybody, we're still in the bush in Adelaide, and this here is false cocaine. Of course, the first question I asked is it edible? And Scott Johnson said he ain't never tried it. And then Delreco asked if the birds like it. Scott said, yeah, but do not fall for that. So, Scott and I, as scientists, we know that there's a lot of people who will tell you, if the birds could eat it, people could eat it. Lots of birds eat poison wood berries. So, do not fall for that. Just because you see a bird eat something, it doesn't mean that it's okay for you to eat. It doesn't mean that you ain't gonna die. So these berries are nice and bright red. When they change color like that, that helps animals to know that they are full or they're ripe. And that can often mean that, yeah, it's okay for some species to eat it, but not necessarily for humans. We're so delicate. So yeah, this is wild cocaine, and I guess maybe it just makes sense. Like, don't take cocaine in the bush, right? All right, so I hope you all enjoyed that little bit of science and perspective. I hope you're getting some time outside, but that you are not eating strange fruit in the bush. All right, y'all have a great day. We're still inside. Hello. We're still inside the bush in Adelaide, and this is one of the easiest plants to identify. It's called rough leaf velvet seed. and the fruit actually has a velvety skin on it, and so it literally feels like velvet. And the leaves, you guessed it, they're rough. You can probably hear that sandpaper like sound. So yeah, this is one of the few plants that has a super accurate common name, roughleaf velvet seed, and it's native and is used by our wildlife, including birds and land crabs. So if you see it, appreciate it, identify it, and if you can, maybe propagate some so you could welcome nature into your backyard. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of science and perspective and my mostly blurry video, but now I think it's in focus. So check those out. Are they pretty? Alright, y'all have a great day. Bye. Okay, seriously, dude. I mean, I never got chased by no Africanized bees, right? But you gotta be honest, Scott. This field life, you wouldn't trade it.
No, I wouldn't trade it. But there's a lot of memorable stuff that happens in the field.
Yeah.
Strawberries being in the office.
I don't know, right? You stop recording?
No, I still recording. I don't know why you just like randomly lift up the rock. I know. Did you see something under there?
No.
All right. So Delreco is a scientist, and he likes to see what's going on all over the place. Scott telling me shut up because he hear a bird. This is what real life is like. The thing is, in the Bahamas, not all scientists are super focused on one thing. We have so much science work to do, and so few trained biologists that everyone has to be a jack of multiple trades. So Delreco has interest in land crabs, birds. You used to talk about conch too, eh?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And we did some work with brief in the marine system back in the day. Yeah. Scott, like, this dude has all kind of scientific names inside his head. My brain don't work like that. The scientific names, they don't always make sense. But we're just out here enjoying the environment and learning from one another, and that's really important. Because nobody knows everything, and it's a lot more fun when you interact with the wildlife together and laugh at each other for getting chased by bees and stuff like that. Right. Hope you all enjoyed a little bit of science and perspective. Since I called in Scott out on getting chased by bees, one time we were doing research in the Berry Islands looking for conch, and so we was doing these conch surveys, and me and my dive partner, we down under the water on scuba gear for like 40 minutes. So we've been measuring conch and mapping them out on these transects that we run underwater. We come up to the surface and there's no boat. So basically on one side, you know, the Berry Island somewhere over there, and on the other side is just Gulf of Mexico. So when you scuba diving, you can do something called porpoising. So you kind of go down a little bit and you kick really hard so that you could rise up out of the water, and it helps you to see further to the horizon. So there's this little strip of line all the way out there. And we just look at each other and we're like, well, we got to start swimming. And I mean, literally, this island was on the horizon like a little black line. And we swimming over to that. We were swimming for must be 20 minutes before the boat come back. So field work, you have to be with people you trust. Like, don't go in the bush by yourself. Don't go in the ocean by yourself. And then also, you have to know what to do when a situation becomes a problem. And so, like, I mean, I guess at that point in time, you wasn't really predicting no Africanized bees in the bush, right?
I just hear one of my colleagues start screaming. Then I just start feeling these things, and I wonder what happened.
What's going on?
So I thinking that these just, you know,
Normal bees.
Don't laugh at your friends.
They're flying around. But then I realized it's a swarm of them.
Yeah, their flies don't swarm.
Then it click into my head. I getting stung. And then I start I start running. The bees keep following. So I tear off everything off my clothes. I mean, all of my equipment and my bag and everything. And I keep running, and the bees keep following. I keep stinging, and they aim for your head, they aim for your back, they aim for your face.
Determined.
And every place. It was a good thing. One, it was a good thing I have locks, because they didn't get the back of my head.
Yeah.
But they did sting me in the top of my head. They managed to get into.
And then when you running like that, it just like whip them off like a horse tail, right?
That don't stop. That didn't deter them at all.
Some of them probably was holding on to that and just like stinging you even more. All right, y'all. Seriously, I can laugh now because I know what it's like being inside the bush and getting sting. Not getting sting from a bunch of swarming bees, but I'm also laughing because Scott got out of it, and he's here to continue the science with us into the future. I know. But so yeah, a lot of the times I share with y'all like really cool stuff that happens. If we're in a situation, I'm not going to be filming. So I think I also want y'all to appreciate that field work isn't all fun and games, and it isn't all super easy. You know, you got to stay hydrated, make sure that you can make it out of the bush. However far you go, make sure you can get back. And like I said, have people that you trust with you, and focus on the work. But also, I just told Scott, it's always priority one. Get everyone back safely. The data is secondary. All right. So Delreco is here looking at a fallen pine tree. And this is where you can see an example of how thick the soil is. Because the Bahamian government actually cut down almost every pine tree around the 70s. So you can imagine the oldest pine trees here would be like 50 years old max. So these are the biggest that you see. And this one that's on the ground is about that size. So maximum 50 years. But this whole root network would have grown during that time. And that's the soil that it would have had available on top of this limestone bedrock. So when a hurricane comes through, if it didn't find a really good root hold inside there, this whole tree just basically topples. But it's a really good opportunity for you to look and see what the network of roots looks like when it's pressed up against something like that. You can see this shape here that sticks out. That was inside that little groove, trying to find some place to hold into. And now, although this tree has fallen down, it's now given opportunities for these other plants to take root and grow into that network and continue to build up the soil and the land around here. So that's just another little opportunity to see how the death of one organism could actually really support a lot of others, giving some dynamic qualities to the environment out here in the back of Adelaide. Catch it right. Oh, there's a hairy woodpecker over there. Hope you all enjoyed that bit of science and perspective. We'll catch you later. Bye. All right, everybody. We're about to get out of the bush now. This has been Dr. Anselino Davis, Scott Johnson, Delreco Bonaby, sharing with y'all some science and perspective in the bush in Adelaide. Y'all continue to socially distance or physically distance while you could still be social and enjoy nature. All right. Y'all have a great day. Catch you later.